Hello everyone. Nobody learns Persian like me. I haven't seen it anywhere else on YouTube. I absolutely keep track of everything. So that's why I know that now on day number 331, I studied for 250.7 hours this year. I did that in the month of November for 20.09 hours, and that is 12:05.5 minutes. Now I'm going to tell you exactly what I did in this 20.09 hours, and I will just take you through it day by day. So let's start with day number 1, which is the 1st of November. So November 1st, as you see, I put some subtitles on one YouTube video that I made a while ago.
دو صوفی هست اما دختر نیست برادر
And God, I was so bad, it was crazy. So I absolutely love to see my progress over there, you know. And then you see after that I played a little bit with the app. So let me show you what I did with the app. The app is called Monthly. This is my profile here, and as you can see, my profile is in French. Okay, that's just because I want to revise my French a little bit while I'm studying Farsi. Basically, just because I'm a nerd. So let me show you. I go in here in one lesson, and then I have to click on the right word, the right Farsi word of the French translation. So I have to click on the Persian version of the French word, le père, which is the father. That's pedar.
پدر.
I hear the word and usually I repeat it, pedar. Then I continue,
پدر.
pedar. And then I have to write something. Sometimes I have to write something, sometimes I have to say things in a microphone.
این پدر من است.
Sometimes I have to do these little exercises to fill in words and stuff like that. I don't think it's the best app, but it's great to just review some stuff and to learn some words and things like that. And of course, it's nice to do 2 languages at once. If you don't want to forget one language, you don't want to really study it, then I really recommend it. It's called language stacking, learning one language through the other one. Now, to do that with Farsi and French kind of makes sense, because there are some French influences in the Farsi language, because they have historically a lot to do with each other. So then after that, it says I played with the app a lot from the way back from Spain. That's because this weekend I went to visit my girlfriend in Malaga. That's why it made a lot of sense to play around with the app and not do a real study session, because I wanted to spend my time with her, of course. That's also why I studied here only 30 minutes and here 1.5 hours. Then here it says I did some things with Link, and you see on the 3rd of November I listened to the same mini stories again. What that means is I went into this app, Link. As you can see, I now have 2,220 words. I'm very proud of it. And what I do with this app is I listen and I read stories. Now, these are the mini stories, here, as you can see here. And they are written in such a way that the same most important words of the Farsi language are repeated over and over again. So I click on the story and I read and I listen to it. Like that, the words that I don't click on, it counts as known and they are added to my total vocabulary. Like that, I build my vocabulary, my listening skills, my reading skills, all of that at the same time. And a couple of these stories, namely these stories, story 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, I read them already many times, I listened to them many times, I downloaded them on my phone and I listen to them whenever I have some time. That's my way of kind of revising the same stuff without really having to do boring studying. So I just walk, I am on my bicycle, and I listen to the stories, and I don't really have to concentrate. I just listen to them many times, and even if I'm thinking about other stuff, I realized days later that I just remember certain words just because of doing that. So it really helps me a lot. Okay, so that's what I did the first week, and then after that I got finally 2,000 words on this app, so that was really amazing. And then after that, almost nothing. And then the next day, I felt very motivated. I played around with Monthly for about 40 minutes. And then I was working on Link a bit. And then in the evening, as you can see, it says, in the evening, I had some amazing conversations with the people there. So on this day, I went to an Iranian restaurant. And it was absolutely an amazing experience because I sat there as usual. You know, I've been there many times. I ordered some food, and then there was an Iranian couple that walked in, and they were talking Farsi together, and with the owner of the place as well. And then I said some things, and they were pretty amazed by my Farsi, and I thought that I could speak very well, even though I really don't. But then I found out very quickly that their Dutch or English was not very good, or actually their English was absent, and my Farsi was better than their Dutch. For the first time in this whole experience, after almost 1 year, it actually made sense to speak Farsi to someone. And they, for some reason, didn't really notice that my Farsi wasn't very good, so they just kept on speaking to me, and by understanding just words of their sentences, I was able to maintain a conversation for about 20 minutes, and then after that we needed the help of the owner of the place, me and the person that I was eating with there. So that was amazing. Also, there was another guy in the restaurant, also from Iran, and he gave me his phone number, and he wanted to give me his children's books that he still has from the time when he lived in Iran. And we just had this whole big meeting of everyone speaking about Iranian culture and music, and that was in English then later. And the owner was translating it to the couple, right? But before that, we already spoke about food and all that, everything in Farsi. And I'm super psyched because of that. So I felt very, very motivated. And I started studying more, just doing some things on the app, doing some things on Link. Feel free to pause the video and read a little bit more about that. But then the most important day that I'm going to jump to is 13th of November. And then I spoke for the first time Farsi with my new language buddy. His name is Hossein. We spoke Farsi for about 30 minutes, and it was very, very useful. He also dictated some words, and I had to write it down and stuff like that. And we also spoke some Dutch, because I'm a Dutch teacher, so I was able to help him. After that, I did some more stuff. I did the same things again, right? Playing on the app, reading on Link. And then I got sick for a few days, so I had lots of time to study. Then another day I drew on a paper some landscape, noted some Farsi words in the landscape, just to, you know, do something different. That was great. And then another significant day, the 19th of November, I read a story on Link that is not a beginner story anymore, but actually a low intermediate. It's ranked as low intermediate on Link, meaning that I understand only 20% when I read it for the first time, and then after I study it I can get up to 60-70%, meaning that I learn lots of words at the same time, but it's also very, very difficult, so it requires a lot of energy. And the next day I already made this video. It was going to be the November update, but I deleted it. Also, my bike got stolen. I had some more troubles with friends and things like that, and all I did was just listening to some dialogues on my headphones. And also the days after that were not very good. I couldn't concentrate, I couldn't work hard. I just had a bad week, you know. Then I put subtitles on my new video.
الان زندگی خوب برای من نیست. خوب برای من. اما این هفته پیش خوب برای من نبود و الان دوچرخه ندارم و یک نفر دوچرخه من لازم داشته. اما من هم همینطور، من دوچرخم لازم دارم و چون در هلندی زندگی میکنم.
I put subtitles on those videos, and I was quite happy that I was able to tell a whole story in Farsi to you guys, so that was great.
Thanks a lot for your comments. Thank you Michal Adrian 6547 for starting Farsi. Let me know how it's going. Thank you Hugo Kov for letting me know that I inspire you. Thank you Anon Hansen 559, and thank you for teaching me how to count in Persian. Thank you Aran Salmani 7993 for always commenting amazing things like this and for your motivating words. Thank you Patricia Parovina 428. Thank you Royash 9016 for always giving me great advice. Thank you my tutor Erfan, and I will see you soon.
And then I played on the 23rd of November. I played around with the app, and I tried to read my new book. The Little Prince is a great book by a French writer, and it's about a pilot who cannot leave the desert anymore because his plane is broken, and then he meets the Little Prince, which is a small guy that comes from space, from another planet. And the book then is basically about how he came from his planet, visited some other planets, and then visited the Earth. and then there's a philosophical background, there's jokes and everything. So it's a great little story, and this is the most translated book after the Bible. So that's why I also read it in English when I was a kid. I read it in Spanish a couple of years ago when I was reading Spanish. I read it in French, of course, because it's the original, and I also read it in Dutch and German, but I don't have those books here right now. And because I read the story so many times and I've already seen it in so many languages, I think it will be relatively easy for me to also understand it in Persian, or at least I thought so. And then when I looked at the first page, even though I know exactly what it should say, I have absolutely no clue when what is told and when which word is used and all of that. So I'm going to try to read it in about 3 months, and then I'll tell you how I'll be doing that. How I read a book in a foreign language is very simple. I just make sure that I know the context of the book. Now, for The Little Prince, is it easy for me because I already know it. If it would be another book, I would make sure that I read a summary in another language that I do understand. And then I would, open the first open the first page and just try to understand that page in any way possible, okay? Using translators, using other people to explain, using summaries, it doesn't matter. But the first couple of pages, I want to understand them perfectly. Look up every word, write little notes. And then as soon as I'm kind of into the story by working hard, it will get easier and easier. And most of the time, like halfway through or something like that, it starts getting easier, and then I can read without a translator. And I do accept that I do not understand every detail of the story. So you might wonder, why didn't you take any classes? Well, that's because I do have a language buddy now, so it's a little bit less important for me to practice Farsi with a tutor. But I am going to get back to italki as well. So tutor, if you're watching, I am going to get back. Okay, it's gonna be great. But for now, I'm having fun with my language buddy. And in general, I feel very, very happy with my progress. And this one moment in the restaurant with the Iranian people is going to keep me going for months. And then in a couple of months, I need another moment like that. So my plan now is to keep just going like I'm going, speak with my language buddy, read on Link, play with the app, and maybe do some other stuff like making a drawing or a game every now and then. I want to get to 3,000 words on Link. I want to get to 300 hours this coming month, which means that I have to study a lot because I'm actually 13 hours behind, or 12 hours behind right now. So that means I need to study almost 1.5 hours a day from now on. But I do have a holiday, so I'm gonna get that, I think. And next year, of course, I want to reach the B1 level. And that is going to be doable if I do another 300 hours, I think. So it means a little bit less than 100 hours a day. 1 hour a day. So that's my plan. Now, please tell me your plan if you want in the comments, and how your Farsi is going. If you have any questions about how I study, or if I want to speak with you or something like that, please let me know as well. You're really a great help. I'm taking these videos more seriously, so next week you can expect another video, and then I will speak even better Farsi.